Today, we're uncovering the dark and gritty history of Tombstone, Arizona, the Old West's most infamous town. Known for its lawlessness and legendary shootouts, Tombstone has captured the imaginations of many. But beyond the myths and Hollywood portrayals lies a story filled with conflict, larger-than-life characters, and a legacy that continues to intrigue us. Number 1. The birth of Tombstone. Tombstone, Arizona, sprang to life in 1877 when prospector Ed Schieffelin struck silver in the arid region. Despite being told he would only find his tombstone there, Schieffelin's discovery led to the establishment of a town that quickly became a vibrant frontier hub. By 1881, Tombstone's population had surged to several thousand, attracting people from all walks of life, including miners, businessmen, and outlaws. The rapid growth of Tombstone was driven by its rich silver mines, which made it one of the fastest-growing boomtowns in the American West. The town boasted a variety of amenities uncommon for a frontier settlement, such as opulent hotels, bustling saloons, a bowling alley, and a telegraph service. Schieffelin Hall, named after the town's founder, served as a cultural center, hosting performances and social gatherings, adding a touch of sophistication to the rough-and-tumble town. Tombstone's main street, Allen Street, became the heart of the town's social and economic life. Lined with saloons, gambling halls, and brothels, it was a place where fortunes were made and lost. Notable establishments included the Birdcage Theater, known for its entertainment and infamous for its bullet-ridden walls, a testament to the town's violent history. The town's lawlessness was exacerbated by the presence of the Cochise County Cowboys, a loosely organized group of cattle rustlers and bandits. The Cowboys' frequent clashes with lawmen, particularly the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday, added to Tombstone's notoriety. These conflicts often turned violent, contributing to the town's reputation as a dangerous and unruly place. Tombstone's infrastructure was advanced for its time. The town had its own waterworks, an ice-making plant, and even a streetcar system. The Grand Hotel, which opened in 1880, was considered one of the finest hotels in the Arizona Territory, providing luxury accommodations to travelers and residents alike. Despite its rapid development, Tombstone faced significant challenges. The town was built in a desert environment, and water shortages were a constant concern. Additionally, fires ravaged Tombstone on multiple occasions, destroying buildings and hampering the town's growth. However, the resilient community rebuilt each time, further solidifying Tombstone's place in the annals of Wild West history. Number 2. Lawlessness and conflict. Tombstone's reputation for lawlessness can be largely attributed to the presence of the Cochise County Cowboys. This loosely organized group of cattle rustlers and bandits operated along the U.S.-Mexico border, frequently engaging in illegal activities such as cattle theft, stagecoach robberies, and even murder. Their dominance in the region created an environment of fear and instability, where businesses often turned a blind eye to their crimes to avoid retribution. The conflict between the Cowboys and the lawmen, particularly the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday, was a defining aspect of Tombstone's history. The Earps, consisting of Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan, arrived in Tombstone seeking fortune and opportunity. Wyatt Earp, in particular, was eager to establish his reputation as a lawman. He served as a deputy sheriff, and his brothers took on various law enforcement roles within the town. Doc Holliday, a close friend of Wyatt Earp, was a gambler and gunfighter with a notorious reputation. He was often embroiled in the conflicts between the Earps and the Cowboys. His volatile temper and deadly skills with a gun made him both a feared and respected figure in Tombstone. The friction between these groups escalated throughout 1881, culminating in the infamous gunfight at the OK Corral on October 26th of that year. The confrontation was sparked by a series of events, including the accidental shooting of City Marshal Fred White by Curly Bill Brocious, a member of the Cowboys in 1880. This incident deepened the animosity between the Cowboys and the lawmen, setting the stage for the later showdown. On the day of the gunfight, tensions reached a boiling point when Ike Clanton, a prominent member of the Cowboys, made threats against the Earps and Holliday. The next day, the Earps and Holliday confronted the Cowboys in a narrow alleyway near the OK Corral. The resulting shootout, which lasted only 30 seconds, left 3 Cowboys dead and cemented Tombstone's place in Wild West lore. The aftermath of the gunfight saw the Earps and Holliday facing legal challenges and public scrutiny. They were eventually acquitted of any wrongdoing, but the violence and lawlessness continued to plague Tombstone. The town's reputation as a hotbed of conflict and danger persisted, attracting outlaws and adventurers from across the West. Number 3. The gunfight at the OK Corral. The gunfight at the OK Corral on October 26, 1881, is one of the most legendary events in American frontier history. This infamous shootout between the Earp brothers, Doc Holliday, and the Cowboys was the climax of long-standing tensions. It took place in a narrow lot behind the OK Corral, despite popular belief that it occurred within the corral itself. The lead-up to the gunfight involved a series of confrontations and threats. The Earp brothers, Virgil, Wyatt, and Morgan, along with their ally Doc Holliday, had been in conflict with the Cowboys, a group of outlaws led by Ike Clanton and Tom McClory. The night before the shootout, Ike Clanton had been drinking heavily and making threats against the Earps. This set the stage for the violent confrontation the following day. On that fateful afternoon, Virgil Earp, who was acting as town marshal, decided to disarm the Cowboys who had gathered near the corral. Accompanied by his brothers Wyatt and Morgan, as well as Doc Holliday, they confronted Ike Clanton, Tom McClory, Frank McClory, and Billy Clanton. Despite orders to surrender their weapons, gunfire erupted within moments. The exact sequence of events remains disputed, but it is generally agreed that the gunfight lasted only about 30 seconds, with approximately 30 shots fired. Tom and Frank McClory, along with Billy Clanton, were killed. Virgil and Morgan Earp were wounded, and Doc Holliday sustained a minor injury. Ike Clanton, unarmed, fled the scene unharmed. The aftermath of the shootout was as dramatic as the event itself. The Earps and Holliday were charged with murder, but were eventually exonerated after a lengthy court hearing. Public opinion was divided. Some viewed the Earps as heroes who stood up to lawlessness, while others saw them as ruthless vigilantes. Number 4. The aftermath and legacy. The immediate aftermath of the gunfight at the OK Corral saw Tombstone plunged into further turmoil. The Earps and Doc Holliday were arrested and charged with murder, which led to a high-profile trial that captivated the town. Public opinion was deeply divided. Some residents saw the Earps as protectors of the law, while others viewed them as ruthless vigilantes. After a month-long hearing, Judge Wells Spicer ruled that the Earps and Holliday had acted within their duty, leading to their acquittal. Despite the legal resolution, the violence in Tombstone was far from over. Retaliation from the Cowboys came swiftly. On December 28, 1881, Virgil Earp was ambushed and severely wounded by gunmen believed to be aligned with the Cowboys. The attack left him with a permanently crippled arm. Just a few months later, on March 18, 1882, Morgan Earp was assassinated while playing billiards. These acts of violence further polarized the town and fueled ongoing conflicts. The legacy of the gunfight and its aftermath significantly shaped Tombstone's identity. The narrative of the Earps versus the Cowboys evolved into a symbolic struggle of law against lawlessness, but the reality was much more complex, with both sides exhibiting ruthless behavior. The town's economy, heavily reliant on the silver boom, began to decline by the mid-1880s due to flooding in the mines and the depletion of silver ore. However, the stories and legends born from this era persisted. Tombstone's notoriety continued to grow through dime novels and later, Hollywood films, which often dramatized and romanticized the events. This mythologizing cemented the town's place in American culture as an archetype of the Wild West. Today, Tombstone embraces its storied past, drawing tourists to sites like the OK Corral and Boot Hill Cemetery, where many of the era's figures are buried. Reenactments of the gunfight and preserved historic buildings provide visitors with a tangible connection to the town's tumultuous history. Number 5. Tombstone today. Tombstone, Arizona has transformed from a rough-and-tumble mining town into a vibrant tourist destination. Today, visitors flock to experience a taste of the Old West through various attractions and activities that preserve the town's storied past. Walking down Allen Street, the heart of Tombstone, one encounters historic saloons, museums, and shops housed in buildings that date back to the 19th century. One of the main draws is the daily reenactments of the gunfight at the OK Corral. These performances bring history to life, allowing spectators to witness a dramatic recreation of the infamous 1881 shootout. Actors in period costumes portray Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and the Clanton McClory gang, capturing the tension and excitement of that fateful day. In addition to the reenactments, Tombstone offers a variety of other historical experiences. The Tombstone Courthouse State Historic Park provides an in-depth look at the town's legal history, with exhibits on the famous trials that followed the gunfight. Boot Hill Cemetery, another popular site, is the final resting place for many of the town's early residents, including those who died in violent confrontations. The headstones and epitaphs offer a sobering reminder of the harsh realities of frontier life. For those interested in the more mundane aspects of daily life in the 1880s, the Birdcage Theater offers a glimpse into the entertainment available during Tombstone's heyday. Once a combination theater, saloon, and brothel, it now operates as a museum showcasing artifacts and stories from its colorful past. Bullet holes in the walls and ceiling attest to the frequent altercations that occurred within its confines. Modern-day Tombstone embraces its wild past while providing amenities for contemporary visitors. Ghost tours are a popular evening activity, allowing participants to explore the town's haunted locations and hear tales of spectral encounters. The annual Eldorado Days Festival celebrates Tombstone's history with parades, street performances, and a variety of events that draw crowds from all over. Despite its commercialized exterior, Tombstone retains an authentic feel, with much of its original architecture preserved and restored. This careful preservation allows visitors to step back in time and experience the atmosphere of a genuine Old West town. The combination of historical education and lively entertainment makes Tombstone a unique destination that continues to captivate and educate those who venture to this iconic piece of American history.